Hello everyone, if you want to learn how to deal massive AoE damage with the newest free resonator in Wuthering Waves, you've come to the right video. In this video, we will go over his kit, which artifacts to use, what weapons to equip, his best teams, and in the end, I'll be sharing my opinion on Xiangli Yao.
All shall reveal itself.
To understand Xiangli Yao, we need to learn about his forte circuit first. He has two states, capacity mode, also known as his normal mode, and intuition mode, also known as his resonance liberation mode. While in capacity mode, he can stack up his capacity up to 100 stacks, which will then reset his resonance skill cooldown and transform it into a big multi-hit AoE. While in intuition mode, his forte bar transforms into a 5-stack bar. You can fill this up by either using his resonance skill, which has been transformed into a bigger multi-hit AoE, or you can use his basic free string. After you have done either one of these, he will be able to use his resonance skill, Laws of Rain, dealing the biggest multi-hit AoE he has. As for his kit, as explained before, he has capacity and intuition mode. You want to stack your capacity as fast as possible using at least 3 skills before using intuition mode. And you might ask why. Well, besides getting resonance liberation energy from attacking the enemy, you can get 5% electro damage bonus stacking up to 4 times by using his elemental skill. Okay, now that you've unlocked the highest damage potential from Xiangli Yao, it's time to use his resonance liberation. His resonance liberation transforms his basic attacks, forte circuit, dodge counter and resonance skill, while also getting 3 hypercubes. This is basically a counter for the amount of the big multi-hits you're allowed to do. The best way of stacking your forte circuit is by using your resonance skill. This will do the highest amount of damage and stack your forte up to the maximum amount, which will allow you to use your hypercube to deal massive AoE damage. Now for his talent priority, it's pretty straightforward. Most of Xiangli Yao's damage modifiers are in his forte circuit, followed by his resonance liberation. You might think it's resonance skill damage, but that only has a single damage modifier. So I recommend leveling the following. Forte circuit and resonance liberation are both priority, after that resonance skill, and if you want to do some overworld shenanigans, you can level your basic attacks and finally your intro skill. This way, you will get the most out of your Xiangli Yao with limited resources. I personally don't think I will level his basic attacks or his intro skill, since this is a very small margin of his damage and usually isn't worth the resources. Now we can finally check out the most RNG part of the video. Echo sets. Starting with the Void Thunder set. This is a great set for Xiangli Yao, but since Xiangli Yao doesn't inherently use charge attacks, you're either gonna lose some value or you're gonna have to modify the way you play him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out one of my latest videos where I talk about the problem with the Void Thunder Echo set. Another option is the Lingering Tune set. It's a straightforward set that gives stacking attack percent at intervals when you're on the field, stacking up to 4 times. Both sets are viable and are roughly the same damage, with a margin of around 3%. It basically comes down to substats. So pick the set you're most comfortable with or the set that has the best substats. And next, it's time for his weapons. I'm gonna keep things fairly simple. If you have the resources, his own signature weapon, Verity's Handle, is gonna be the best in-slot weapon for Xiangli Yao. It offers both attribute damage bonus and a whopping 48% resonance liberation damage bonus. But if you're a light spender, I recommend using the Stone Art. This is a Battle Pass exclusive weapon, but a great option for Xiangli Yao. If you're gonna get it at R1, it's gonna have an 18% resonance liberation damage boost. But if you buy a couple battle passes, you can easily get this weapon to R5, which will give an insane 54% resonance liberation damage bonus. The only downside of this weapon is its low attack stat, coming in at 413 compared to his best in slot, Verity's Handle, at 588. And for the free-to-play gamers, I recommend either Hollowed Mirage, which gives a nice amount of attack with some extra attack when casting your Resonance Liberation, or if you're really free-to-play, I could maybe recommend the Originite Type 4. This is the only 3-star weapon I'm gonna recommend, and it's only if you have no other choice. It gives very low 300 attack, but with a nice 40.5% crit damage. The passive doesn't do much for you, since it reads: when dealing basic attack damage, heal for 0.5% all the way up to 1.1% of the Resonator's max HP. Now, what kind of researcher would Xiangli Yao be without his subordinates? Xiangli Yao has a couple teammates that are perfect for him. First team is going to be Yinlin, Xiangli Yao, and Verena. Yes, Verena is still one of the best units in the game, but with the release of Shorekeeper coming up, I'm not sure if that's still gonna be the case. But for now, Verena is as perfect of a teammate as you can get for just about anyone. I'll stop with the Verena praise for now and talk about Yinlin. With her auto skill, buffing both electro damage and resonance liberation damage, it's a no-brainer to put her into his team. If you ask me, this is highly likely going to be his best team for now. But what if you don't have these units? Well, a good free-to-play team would be either Yang Yang or Sanhua, Xiangli Yao, and Baizhi. Having a healer in your team is always nice, definitely since Xiangli Yao is going to hit hard and he's not gonna stop, since his inherent skill gives him resistance to interruption. Yang Yang brings a couple of things to the table. Besides restoring resonance energy to the incoming resonator, she also groups the enemies for Xiangli Yao so he can hit them all at once. And Sanhua, even though she buffs basic attacks, she deals a good amount of damage in a very short amount of time, so she's a good sub DPS for anyone in the game. There aren't a lot of supportive resonators at the moment, but as Wuthering Waves expands, so will its roster. So I'm hoping the next time he runs, I will be able to recommend a better team composition for him. And finally, we have come to my opinion. After playing with him for a while, I can confidently say that he is not weak. His attacks are smooth, his kit works well together, and he deals a very respectable amount of damage. If you like his playstyle, I recommend investing into his weapon. It will allow you to deal a considerable amount of damage more to the enemy. Let me know what you think of Xiangli Yao down in the comments below. I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate that you're watching this video till the very end. Don't forget to like so I'll know that you want more Wuthering Waves content, and I'll see you in the next one.